The week just started and I'm Kwame FX. I'm from Ghana, a FOREX trader. Let's just get straight inside of the screens and analyze the pairs you'll be taking trade on and all of that during this week. It's Tuesday, so there's more to be expected, you feel me, and all that. So let's get straight inside of the screens. I'm right inside of my screens and let me open my chart. This is my chart. Actually, we're looking for it to take trade on 3 pairs actually. Whichever presents opportunity first, we're gonna take it, you feel me, and then yes, we capitalize huge on it. So CAD JPY, whenever I start with my analysis on the market, in this video in a way is me trying to like teach you guys how to analyze the market also, because this is how I do it. And so if you really want to learn, there's more to how I analyze the market than what I'm teaching you guys. So yes, you got to follow me on all media platforms like Kwame FX and all that. Let's get it. So I start from the weekly time frame on CAD JPY. Whenever I open the market, I check for I think some factors. Let me put it that way. I check for the market structure, the trend, my point of buys or sells, and I think where market will be targeting and all that. So these are the things that I target. So these are the things that I look up to, you feel me, and all that. So yes, I'm on a weekly time frame, and you have to start from the higher picture, because in order for you to see the surroundings, what's actually happening, you don't want to be looking into telescopes, binoculars and all that. You can see if someone wants to pull up with a knife from your right side and murder you, can see him, you feel me. So you have to they're looking at the bigger picture or the higher time frame is like you having the clear vision of seeing your surroundings and all that without you looking into any binocular or any telescope or what. It tells you what the market wants to do, what price is doing. So market strictly is moving to the downside on the weekly time frame. Now what do I do on the weekly time frame? I get to, when market is moving to the downside, it creates lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And so if you don't know that, you have to really go back and start from the basics. So market will only create that series of pattern by moving to the downside, lower lows and lower highs. Market created a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. So we are expecting market to continue with that particular pattern to the downside. And so we feel like, or I am hoping market target this particular point, because this is a key level, and so market should target that particular point. So after I've gotten to know my trend on the weekly time frame, let me look at the highs and then the lows. So market created this particular high, and then market created this is the recent low that market has created, you feel me. Yes, so this is it, just that, you feel me, just that. And then you move to the daily time frame to know the trend or the market structure on the daily time frame too, because it's important. But with me, I make sure my zones, my point of buys and sells are on my daily time frame. The daily time frame is what I've tested and I've approved, or what it has approved to my how do I put it, my strategy. So the daily time frame, I simply put, market is moving to the downside. We can't just throw ourselves on the market and then sell to the downside. We need market to come to a particular point, a reasonable point of sales, where we can comfortably, when we are in a trade with the intention of riding along with the trend, we'll be comfortably good, you feel me, and all that. So we are expecting this particular support zone that market created on the daily time frame to be broken, which is what market has done. So market has broken this particular support level, and now we want the support level to be tested as resistance, and we can take the trade comfortably to the downside peacefully. The weekly time frame is telling us, or when we got on the weekly time frame, we actually got a picture on the bigger picture that, or on the bigger side, that we will be targeting this particular low right here, this key level. So if daily is also about to have a retest to test a particular support level that we broke to now be a resistance level, then we are to be targeting lows, you feel me, and all that. So we have to put our position size here, and then we'll be riding along. So this trade I could be making or I could be risking like just a 30 pip for probably, if not me targeting for this particular weekly low. I know it's really long, so I'm gonna just target this one. So a 30 pip for a 70 something pip. So whichever amount I'll be willing to risk, I'll be making, I think, times 2.5% or something like that on this particular trade. So yes, this is how it's looking. So we want to see how this particular place held. It held, price went, it came back, almost rejected, came back, pushed back, and then it came rejected again, and now we finally broke it. We are expecting market to push back and test this particular level again, and then we can have our peaceful sells to the downside. So CAD JPY, let me put the alert over here. CAD JPY will be let me put the alert here. Yes, you'll be selling on CAD JPY. Now let's move on to the next pair. So just as I've explained on CAD JPY, we will do same to the other pairs. This NZD JPY, and with this NZD JPY, I think yes, the weekly, we start from the weekly to get the bigger picture. The weekly is bearish, and so we cannot be buying. You feel me? Weekly is bearish. You have to trade with a trend. So when weekly is bearish, all we need to do is to be sellers on the market. Now we all know that market created, just like I said, if you don't know how market trend, then you have to go back and learn the basics. Market is just creating a simple pattern by moving to the downside. It is creating lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. And so market created a support on the weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame. Market created a very huge support over here, and the market has gone back to have a retest. So you shouldn't be buying over here, because it is very, very risky whenever you buy here. Bro, we are at a particular weekly support zone, an important one as that, bro. So you don't want to be buying, you want to be sellers and all that. So yes, I know the trend, and then this where we are. I know the trend, and this is where we can be targeting when market is moving to the downside. So weekly low and then weekly high, you feel me? And then market is simply making a retest. So previous support zone is turning into resistance zone right now. So after the retesting, we're expecting drops on the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame on NZD JPY, we have to be targeting this particular low. That is what the bigger picture is telling us. And so if you are a trader who analyzes your chart with the lower time frames and all that, you can be knowing the bigger moves. The smaller time frames are just, there are a whole lot of noise on the smaller time frames. So you definitely don't want to be doing that, bro. It's not good for you. So let me get back on the weekly. Put my horizontal array over here. All right. So we get on the daily time frame. Just like I said, the daily time frame is where I put my zones. Now weekly is bearish, and then the daily is bullish. We cannot sell. Though even if the weekly is done with a retesting and wants to drop, we still can't sell because the daily is still bullish. The daily is bullish because it is creating some sort of pattern like this: high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So that's what the daily is simply doing. So low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we cannot sell. You feel me? We cannot sell. It has to, the daily and the weekly has to be in sync. They have to tell us the same thing. You feel me? In order for us to sell to the downside. So in order for us to sell, I'm not willing to buy the market. I'm willing to sell because the weekly is telling us we are about to buy, we are about to sell, sorry, or we are having a retest. So I put my zone on the daily time frame. So this is a particular support zone that price created. Until we create a new support, this is a support zone that price created. support zone slash area of interest, or my point of sales, sorry. So this is a particular zone that the daily created. Yes, simple like that. So we are expecting market to break this particular zone, and then we get a structure change. Now the daily will also be bearish, following the weekly trend confirmation, if you feel me, and all that. So let's look at 4 hour. The reason why we can be selling the market is this: the daily is bullish, and so this particular zone is holding the daily for not dropping to the downside. So in order for us to be sellers, we need this particular zone to be taken off and then to be retested and then drop. So I would only be selling the market on NZD/JPY or NJ when market gives me something like this. When market gives me something like this, I'm not willing to buy the market because we are at a particular weekly support zone having a retest. So we'll be buying the market, and it's like a crazy 400 and something plus pips on this trade alone. So patience is going to make it happen. You have to wait for price to break it. That's market structure. Wait for price to break here, have the retest, and then we drop to the downside. So yes, it is what it is. So we are looking for sales on NZD/JPY and CAD/JPY, you feel me? And yes, and all that. Now the last pair is gonna be AUD/USD. So AUD/USD, as usual, we start from the higher time frame to get a picture. Now what's the higher time frame telling us? The higher time frame is bullish. Now the weekly is bullish. The weekly is bullish because we created a high over here. Price created a higher low. The weekly is bullish because price created a high, low, a high again, which is kind of like a lower high, and then a lower low. But price has gone to break the lower high, and so giving us a higher high. So this is the trend. This is the trend. When I switch to line chart, we can see how we took this particular high comfortably to the upside. So we are now bullish. This was supposed to be a lower high and then a lower low, but market has broken it. And so when markets break a high like this, whenever we are moving to the downside, it is no more a bearish trend, it is a bullish trend. So market is moving to the upside. So now that I've gotten to know the trend on the weekly time frame, let's look at where markets can be targeting. Markets can be targeting this particular low on the weekly time frame, this particular low right here, which market almost got to on the weekly time, but it hasn't got to the place yet. So we can still buy to target this particular point. All right, now yes, we look at our lows and highs. This is my low that price created, this particular low, and this is a high. This is a high that price can be targeting. A high that, because if market is bullish, then we can be targeting the highs. Buyers are targeting the highs whenever price is bullish. So you feel me? Market has taken this particular high. We are bullish on the weekly time frame. Let's get on the daily time frame, and let's make sure the daily time frame is also in sync, or saying the weekly language. It is speaking the weekly time frames language. You feel me? Yes, that's how it got to be in order for us to be biased. Now when we get on the daily time frame, we can clearly tell that this particular point, just as I said, the daily is a time frame that I put all my zones where I can be buying and selling from. So this particular zone is a zone that price struggled a lot in breaking, but finally what has price done to the zone? Price has broken it. Price has broken it. So we are expecting for market, we are not interested in the breaking of zones. We are not breakout traders. We are interested in the normal behavior of the market. After price break out of a zone, it has to come back peacefully, have a retest, rest, and then push back again. That's all what we are interested in right now. So we are interested in price coming back to this particular point where it struggled a lot. Look at how many times price reacted to this particular zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rejection, and finally a breakout. We need a retest on this particular point, and then we buy to the upside. Clearly beautiful, like bro. So we are hoping to long the market over here. Whenever price come here, we'll be waiting for entry confirmation. We don't just buy when market get there, bro. We don't do that. You need, or you would have to like wait for your confirmations on them on taking the trade. So that's how it's looking. So we can see weekly is bullish, the daily time frame is bullish, and then the H4 is also bullish. High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, another higher high. We're expecting for a retest over this point, and then we buy to the upside. Simple as it gets, bro. Simple as it gets, bro. Bro, it's just beautiful when you understand the game and you have the skill set. And I know, bro, I know in times like this the market is just trying to fuck up, but we definitely gonna be good. We are trying to put effort in learning a type of skill that we can make money off anywhere, bro. That's the type of skill set we are learning right now. So hopefully we'll be good eventually. If we don't stop and we keep doing it, definitely gonna be good. So these are the 3 pairs I'm waiting to take trade on whenever it's ready and all that. So yes, that's all it is. If you are actually enjoying how my videos are going, I'm on the road to $100 million and forever successful. I'm on the road to forever successful. And so if you are enjoying how my series is going, how I'm documenting my journey on YouTube, then give me thumbs up, comment. I know you guys love me because they see you guys are running the numbers up and all that. Telegram is growing like massively, the subscribers, as well as YouTube. So it is what it is. If you are not in the Telegram channel yet, the Forever Successful family, you are definitely missing out. Of course, I keep dropping each and every single trade I take right inside of that particular channel for you guys to also benefit from it. So I call every single trade I take right inside of that particular channel. And so I don't know what they are waiting for. You definitely missing out. It is what it is. I'm gonna end the video right here. These are the pairs you'll be taking or you'll be hoping to take trade on. Whatever. Get ready. Get ready. Keep coming out here, stay safe, and then be blessed. Peace.